Today is Thursday, October 4th or 5th, I can't remember, 2023. And over the last 9 months, I have managed to achieve what is for me a botanical miracle. Unfortunately, I haven't documented it. And so I thought I would today because I'm taking some cuttings and I want to start making a record of exactly what I'm getting accomplished here. You see these big aloe vera plants here. There are 25 of these big ones in the big bags you see. And in the middle of January this year, I asked my guys to clear out next to a fence row. And I made the mistake of not walking it before I asked them to do it. The next day after they got it clear, I was walking the fence line and I saw these burn piles, and one of them had these plants that they had burned up in it. And at first I thought it was just the yucca plants, that's what I call them, that grow volunteer and wild here in the jungle everywhere in Yucatan. But I could see the little spikes on the leaves. I bent over and picked one up and took my knife out and cut it open, and it had the gel inside. Because the leaves were burned up and scorched, but the roots were still intact. I don't know why the roots didn't burn. I took the 5 roots, and they were big roots, like bigger than a grapefruit. And I cut the roots up with my machete in pieces and just put them in some dirt, and I kept it wet, really wet, for 2 months. Every day I'd water them. And then I started seeing some little shoots come up. And so those 5 roots, what you're looking at is the result of that. These plants right here that are 30 or 40 centimeters tall are 9 months old. And a friend of mine in Merida suggested that I try and grow these to sell the gel, harvest the gel someday. Well, I'd need a lot to do that, and I've got some time on my hands, so I just decided, well, I'm going to go for it. So when these started coming up, I realized, okay, I'm going to have 35 nice plants, and then I can start taking cuttings off of them, because they get these little pups on them, little growths that come out from the side. But I took them, and I took the pups, or new growth, whatever you want to call it, and I transplanted them into smaller bags. That's what you see here. So in 9 months, I've gotten these plants mature, plus I've gotten these babies. And I have a goal that I've set for myself in the next 3 years of 500 plants. And I thought that that was really a big goal, lofty goal, but maybe it's not going to be. So today, instead of the original 5 roots I have 35 big plants and about 20 small plants. And we're taking more cuttings today of pups, and I'm going to start documenting this progress a little bit more to see what it looks like in my journey toward 500 plants. Because one big plant, it'll send up 3 or 4 little pups, which is 3 or 4 new little plants. So here's the beginning of the journey, and Laborio's out here helping me. We're going to cut the pups out and transplant them into new bags. Like, for instance, here you can see this plant. That's a machete sticking up in the dirt. But this plant has, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plants coming up off of it. And so we're going to dig these up now and transplant them into new little bags like those. So what I'm doing here with this little plant is I'm driving the machete down into the ground to sever the roots from the main plant. Hope you can see this. And then Laborio, bueno. Laborio pulled 2 of them up. Let me show you what these look like when he just pulled out of the ground. So they've got a root on them, and that will make a new plant. That's got some good roots on it. So that's going to make a new plant. Number one, I should add, Laborio is hard of hearing. I have to yell at him. And number two, he doesn't speak Spanish. So I was telling him this one, and he was ignoring me because he doesn't know what este is. My bad. He's a great guy. I love him. So this is the plant we started with. We've just removed 5 puppies, plants, new growth, and we still have a nice, healthy, vibrant plant left. And hopefully it'll shoot us up some more starters that we can make new plants out of. So that's what we're going to do with all the rest of these now, is go in wherever they've got little pups coming up. We're going to pull the puppies out. I'm not seeing any right here. Well, there's one right down here. And this one has got a bunch on it. We can probably make 6 plants out of this. Well, I had a little 2-day delay because we got some rain. I had to stop what I was doing. But here's the end result. What you're looking at here is 66 new plants. Now, as I showed you the other day, the new little plants, they aren't sending up any pups yet. But we got off of these 35 plants, we got the 35 big ones, we got 66 pups. And so now then, in 9 months, these hopefully will look like the big ones, and they'll be making pups. So it looks like the big plants I can double, because those pups, now that we've taken them out, they'll come back up in about 2 months. So every 2 months, these 35 plants will make me about 66 or more new plants. So I'm not sure. Maybe I'll have 500 plants here in a shorter time than I thought. But I'm going to have this adventure documented a little bit better. Well, not better, documented. I just wish that I had taken photos of these as they were growing over the past 9 months. I might add that this hasn't been just Mother Nature. I have added a lot of fertilizer. I get cow manure from a friend of mine for free. A lot of it. I buy it 40 bags at a time, 25 kilograms. And all I do is pay a young man to go out in the field and bag it up. So I have put a lot of fertilizer on each one of these, plus some store-bought 17, 17, 17, and it is paying off. I'll keep you posted as time goes by.